quick history lesson. This is not the first time we've been in this situation in Afghanistan where the Islamic right-wing conservative group has taken power in Afghanistan and have cited things like, the West is trying to demoralize our women, and just too much modernization, too much, too fast. This is not the first time this has happened. This has happened in 1929, and it happened in 1973, and it happened in 1990s as well. So later on, and it also happened in again in 2021. So it's not the first time. And what can we learn from this? We can learn that too much modernization too fast does not work in Afghanistan, especially when you start messing and talking about what to do with the women and this and that and all that and this and that. I get it, all right? I get it. It's a touchy subject. So I have a proposition. Policy reform, right? We have policy reform, but not too much, right? And not too fast. We got to take our time with this one, baby girl, because we have the opportunity for peaceful engagement with this current government in Afghanistan. I get it. People are like, they're never going to listen. They're never going to come and be like, well, let's talk about it. It's not inclusive government. It is what it is. My way or the highway, Taliban. That's what people think it is like. But no, the Taliban, the Afghan government, the conservative right-wing Islamic Society of Afghanistan right now, they're open to negotiations. They're open to people, talking and people, expressing their views in a non-violent and respectful and mannered behavior. You cannot go over there and start talking about you're a terrorist. No, you're gonna be terrorist. You're gonna be, they're gonna show you who terrorist is, but you cannot go like that. Anyways, so I believe in advocating for women's rights. I'm totally for that. I want that in Afghanistan. I think that is going to be the next developing part. That's going to be the next chapter in Afghanistan. We're going to get there, and I see that coming, and I see that happening. I swear to God, bro. Anyways, but what I'm proposing, it's not like 100% pro-Taliban. I'm not 100% anti-Taliban. I'm not like super, pro-Taliban, and I'm not super anti-Taliban. So the two things is there's two political movements. There's the regime change political movement, right? The Hazaras and the Tajiks, the separatists, have gone together. They've even tried to overthrow the government just like 2 weeks ago in some kind of uprising in Iraq. That was literally a false flag operation thrown by the Northern Alliance and organized by these political activists. And I have the propaganda flyers, and I have their messaging, their synchronized messaging. It was a thing. So that's one political strategy, regime change, right? The other one is being all for being all for the Taliban and advocating for them, advocating all for them and just being all on board with everything they have to say. That's another political movement. I'm proposing a third political movement, a third option, a third lane, to where you can advocate for policy change, policy reform, and for starting with women's rights. And there's so many more things we could do with Afghanistan to develop, but with women's rights, we could do that. Political strategy is a peaceful engagement political strategy with the current government of Afghanistan in order to get the same results we want, instead of a regime change, but we get the same results that we want with. I don't even think that we'll get the results that we want with the regime change political strategy. By the way, that you get to the table, it's all about power and money, and then boom. So not everybody in Afghanistan is going to be okay with straight 100% Taliban and 100% anti-Taliban political movements. I think there's a middle ground that we need to discover, and we need to look into, and that is the working with the conservative right-wing political government in Afghanistan right now, and then trying to do some political reforms, policy reforms there to help with women's rights. And I believe that is one of the milestones we could get to with a political and peaceful political engagement in Afghanistan. So that's the big idea, and I think we need the next steps would be to organize the diaspora first, because we're a very strong group, and we could create some leverage there and be able to make some changes in Afghanistan peacefully.